Hello, my little munchkin, crones, and sunflowers. How are you? I hope everything with you is copacetic, but with no further ado, let's just get right into it. I want to do a reading on King Combs, Diddy's son. It seems like he's trying to toot his horn. He's trying to get out. He's trying to get out. Seems like he's not for his dad. I guess it's too much. What is he saying? They praying on a what?
They're preying on our downfall another time again.
No, your dad put you at that downfall time and time again.
Yes, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it curious how people blame other people for their mishaps?
Mm-hmm.
So, baby Crone, what do you think about his son starting to talk? He's ready. He's getting scared.
Yeah.
Do you blame him? I don't want to spend my life in prison for something I didn't do. What do you think is going on?
I feel like what he could have been affected or impacted by this, and also at the same time, he's like, even though I might have taken some types of parts in it, I might not be as bad as my dad, and I feel some type of remorse, and it's just circumstances. So maybe he's trying to detach himself from it.
And you know he know a lot.
Oh,
they say he talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it then came in between him and his dad. That's why we played that song.
Mm-hmm.
They playing on our downfall. He made that, right?
Yeah. Pick a side.
And now it's called Pick a Side. And you know what? He's running. And I guess, wouldn't you? If you seen that the tower is collapsing, wouldn't you bail?
Yes.
I mean, somebody already done spent time for Diddy for a shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was what, 10 years? Or more, I don't know. But now you see, if I was him, and if I was his dad, I wouldn't even want you to go down for me. Absolutely not. No. I would guard my children and say, I did it all. Take me. Mm-hmm. They're innocent. Not Diddy. Nah. Pick a side. Yep. Here we go.
He a monster.
Well, what we first had, this is a very, very emotional time. Very emotional time. Mm-hmm. Hurry up, baby Crone.
Okay.
There's very much, I must push the computer over some. It's a very emotional time because I see someone sitting here with a lot of that know a lot. That's emotion. There's a lot of cups. This person, King, is feeling stressed. He's overwhelmed. I see Jupiter, he's used to so much. He have so much. He know his life is changing. I see Pisces, where he's just the toothfish. He just don't know his head from his butt right now. But he is afraid, and he's sitting there still. You know how sometimes you're so still? Because he's scared to breathe the wrong way. Because he's trapped, and he's in a trap between his father and the law. And the block card is he gotta, that all that money he's used to, right? Right now, he's about ready to tear down his father's kingdom.
I like that.
Go ahead.
Right baby. Now, King Combs represents somebody with the messages, somebody with the secrets, representing, communicating, finally speaking what's been hidden.
And look, it's got a seal on it. Mm-hmm. Government official.
Yes.
Say, you know, I ain't paying attention. That's see, when Sonny's how the cards talk to you, right? Yes. I'm always in your reading.
And then the block card is the dice. He's taking the chance or a risk to go against his father. He was just like, even though I've got this information, I also know the power of my father. In doing this, I could go down just as well.
Right. And here in my card, you see the bull. So this is somebody who's really just earthy. This card represents earth and the bountifulness of it and the toil and everything that he had to go through for this life. And yet he is confronted like a bull to choose between, he's like there, arms crossed, nothing but the past hidden. He holds a lot of secrets and a lot of water, and it's a lot of power right here. It's a lot of power because I see Saturn. So Saturn is raining on him right now. It is raining blood. And this man, like they said, Jesus sweating great drops of blood. This man is sweating great drops of blood. Honestly.
Oh my.
What?
King Combs is 26. And what does that mean?
Saturn.
Yep, at 27, he's about to come up to his Saturn return.
See, he's in it.
Feeling that pressure. He's like, oh man.
And don't forget, Saturn is in the United States. So we're all feeling it.
Yes.
Woo! So he's feeling it. And this is the kingdom. The kingdom that this is all about. He's emotional because the material kingdom that he knew is going to be brought down to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This is why he's in the field toiling. This is a lot. But if his father go down, they have nothing. Because I think the government is wanting to try to take everything.
Mm-hmm.
Take everything. And to his right, oh my God, I see the high priestess. I see it too. It's a very, very dark time. It's a lot of secrets, a lot of hidden things, a lot of things they're not saying. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot this man is holding in. This man is losing it. This man is under immense pressure, and not only just pressure of the weight of water. Go ahead.
I have the loyal dog, which symbolizes the loyalty he once had towards his father.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how loyalty run out when you get scared. Above his head, he's feeling so afraid. I told you, this is the number 10. This is how he feel on the outside. We have, isn't that Gemini?
Yes, that
and
is
isn't
Gemini.
that the sun?
Yes.
So we have Gemini. So we have the two twins, and we see that there is a part of him is dead to separate himself from his dad.
Yeah.
But he would rather, he's not going down for his dad. This is scaring this man. He's afraid to go against his dad. On one hand, according to the card, he's afraid. On one hand, wouldn't you? Woo! Because he know what his father has done and what his father can do. So he's afraid. It's toiling, it's work, but he knows that kingdom is money, and he knows that it's coming down. What do you have, baby Crone? And by the way, I like what you said about the dice.
Oh,
he's playing the dice. He's rolling them. It's like, but he's already talking to the feds.
Yes. We have, which goes fitting with the wise old owl. Because like I said, he has some secret information because he was that loyal dog. And now that loyal dog is speaking because maybe he is talking to somebody who's more mature than him and who can guide him in the right direction on how to go about doing or exposing his father. You know, he could honestly be working with Homeland Security. The people that have been watching and trying to surveil.
Oh, they already got him. What I told you, this is what I think. For the father, for Diddy, I think they wanted to make sure they get the public. I need the public to see what kind of man he is. And it's nothing. Nothing about, you can always say that's what they did with R. Kelly. You get this damning information. This is how they taking these men down. They get in there with damning information that stand up against them where the world sees. And the world sees the Jaguar, right? This is a sick man. Sick. Sick. He is a monster. Kaiser Sosa, the devil incarnate. Now, to my right, let's see what we have. We have a king, and we have a very, very strong king. That's his father, because we see the swords, but we see his father is raging, because you see bellows of clouds. He's holding it. He looked like he's got it together. Let me look on my glasses. Yes, he's got like something in both hands. He's got his fist ball down, and he's got a sword. He's angry. He's like, he's ready. And his son is probably frightened. Not his son is frightened because he doesn't know what his father is capable of doing. Did you hear that song? What it was?
They are praying for our downfall every time again.
And when I seen him do that, Diddy and them were doing it together.
Yes.
And here he is. Here is the man, the heir, the one who controls with an iron fist, with a sword that will strike and blow and draw blood at any moment. He's standing against his dad. What do you have, baby Crone?
He is an Aries and was born.
Who is he?
King Combs.
Okay.
Is an Aries.
And what is the father?
I'll look that up. And he was born on April 1st.
Okay.
So
he's an Aries.
Yes, an Aries.
So you know he's strong. Aries going to do what they got to do to save themselves. You know, not like a crab or somebody loyal.
Yeah, and then Sean Diddy Combs is a Scorpio. Yeah.
Here I see below, I don't know, I see the impression of a woman, and this is a queen. So I'm going to say this is the law.
Okay.
That's beckoning him. Come on, tell us, do you want to go down with him? Because he's going down. We got this, we got that, we know this, we know that. Come on. Because he's going down. And they trapping him because they know how to mess with your head. Those lawyers and detectives, they know how to go in and scare you and do everything. This man is under a tremendous amount of stress to be able to go against his father. When he sang that song, it was impossible thought in his head. But now after everything, whoo! What do you think, baby Crone?
Yes, what I picked was, at first I was wondering what this polar bear represents.
I get that very well.
But I see that this is King himself being the defensive bear and trying to stand and defend for what is true. So he's going against, I guess, Big Papa in that sense, or Big Polar Bear.
Now what I see that's what King afraid of. That's been his source, his life, his livelihood, his foundation, his dad. And he's got to go up against his dad and bring his dad down.
Yeah.
That's
come off like a snake.
Yeah, there it is. Go ahead and say it, baby Crone.
Because I was wondering what this snake represented, especially because he was such a loyal dog.
He is loyal. He was loyal to his dad.
Yes, but the higher consciousness and thinking and listening to
getting how about fear?
Yeah, that fear too, and thinking about how to, just instincts. That's what it comes down to.
Tell me about that snake.
Yeah, the snake represents King being
betrayal.
Yes, betraying his father.
So we see he is going, because I was like, would he betray his father? Yes, the snake showed up. Yes, yes, he's afraid. He's drowning right now.
Yeah,
they got his head in a vice. And now with this, what question you have to ask?
My question is, how does Diddy feel about King speaking against him?
Diddy is trying to hold on to as much money as he can. He sees this as a loss. Like, this is a loss. This is a loss. He see his son going away from him. He see that the money, nothing he can offer him. No, nothing he can offer his son will be good enough, because he see his son just moving away, moving on mentally. It's nothing. Yeah, he see the torment of his son. It is nothing that he can offer. He can't offer him anything. He can't give him anything. And he sees his son loyalty is leaving. And most of all, he see the stress that is putting on him, because Diddy himself is going through it. So this is a stressed out family. Stress. What do you have?
I don't know.
Do you have a question for me? I mean,
maybe you can help me make this make sense.
Okay.
I keep getting a nice whiff of orange. I wish you could smell it.
No.
When I asked, how does Diddy feel about King speaking out against him, I was confused why a gentleman is here, because Diddy is not very gentleman-like. And I can't see Diddy seeing his son as a nice gentleman at this point. So I was confused. And then I pulled out the son. Now, I know Diddy cannot be happy that his son is speaking out against him. But also at the same time, this isn't a good thing for him. So I'm a little bit confused about this son. And then we have...
That's how it came out?
Yes. And then the flowers came out, which represents patching something, or being friendly. And it's the red roses of love. And I'm just they can't be having a good bond right now, unless this is what it's really saying. Despite how it looks in the media, they still got some family love for each other.
You want me to tell you what I see?
Yes, please.
Well, first of all, I see that young man. I do. I see that young man is King.
Okay.
And I see him, he's used to a sunny life, a good life, everything. Those roses represent the good life. Those roses probably don't even have no thorns on it. And if you, from the way I'm seeing it, he's walking away from it because he know he can't have both in his dad. And he knows this break his dad heart. But I think his dad understands. I think his dad understands.
Mm-hmm.
How you like that?
Yes, I do like that. Thank you.
Give me another question.
My next question is Kane going to spill all the details?
Oh my gosh. What I see here, I see another king. So we have 1, 2, 3 kings. And out of the 3 kings, what I see is a king of money. And I see a celebration. But I definitely see a celebration and rain and sorrow at night and darkness. And
that.
kind of like a flood. Why? Outside the house. Why would they be celebrating? Because I think he's got to, they're making him realize, choose yourself, choose your life, celebrate your life, free yourself, learn to love yourself. If you get off of this, learn to celebrate. Yes, he's taking the king down, the money, everything, a part of that kingdom. And again, you see it's very emotional, very emotional. So yes, this is like bitter. You see the rain, they wet, it's dark. So yes, it's a celebratory because he's free. Mm-hmm. But it's sad because he had to sell out his dad. Mm-hmm. So it's bittersweet. You sell out your dad. This is a king. I have to sell out my dad. And if anybody can put my dad under, it's me. And it's an emotional time. And I got to be the man. I got to be the king in me to be able to do it. I got to draw on the king in me. Even though I am emotional, I got to draw on my highest strength to do the right thing.
I like that.
I'm glad you like it.
What I saw is the Gilded Cage.
Oh, that's their heart.
And you see, yet again,
this is a hard time.
If the rose is there in the background again. And the way I saw this is that even though he's being open and speaking about his dad, maybe there's just some things he's not going to like fully tell.
Right.
Because I said he's going to spill all the details. And it's just like, no, because I still
he just need to give them enough. Mm-hmm. Even if he told them one thing, they only want one thing and say, tell me one thing so we can take him down. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to tell us a whole story. Just give me one thing. And they just probably got one question. You answer that, we can take him down.
Yeah. And it's whipping him to do this to his father. Yet at
very
the same
emotional
time,
the cards are filled with emotion. Even in having to confront this is an emotional time. Yes. So even the card came in with him emotional. Mm-hmm. Even though he's dealing with the earth and he's dealing with his father, there's Saturn. There's an emotional time. Here is the high priestess dealing with the moon. It's emotional. If he wants his freedom, he has to sell out his dad. Here he is now mentally. We see here this is a 10. The son, he's depleted, but he has to sell out his dad. And why? Because he knows his dad has been a corrupt man. Mm-hmm. He knows it. And he's stuck with the law. Do I? Or do I not? Mm-hmm. Do I rat out my dad and forsake everything? And they're telling him your freedom is more important than all of this because one day this will be gone. And this is where this man has been tortured. Yes. And normally these are arrows of love, but these are arrows you would have to turn on his father. This is something this man thought he would never do. Never do. And yet his father's sitting high and he see his father becoming smaller and smaller and smaller as he gives more and more information. Mm-hmm. So this is a bittersweet time for his dad and for him and the family. They are suffering over there. You have another question? I have one.
Okay.
Diddy mother used to be always in the news and having something to say. Okay. She had the blonde hair. I want to know why she not talking. How did he mother feel about all of this going on about her beloved son? She running.
Mm-hmm.
She hiding.
Mm-hmm.
She hiding. His mother went ghost. You see, she done ran, hide. She probably ain't even in the house. Yep. The emperor, whoever she was, they done told her lay low. That woman is hiding.
Yeah.
You hear me? Yes. She is like her and her son are not even really communicating. They got a lot of drama going on. They got a lot of drama. Mama. See, nobody even think about that mama. She know a lot too.
Yes, that mama drama.
But you could see, because I see the caduceus. So there's something going on in their relationship. But yet I see a very high, powerful force. And this is the Aries, and this is the emperor, and this is the 4. And I don't know who this is, but this is somebody very, very, very powerful, even more powerful than Diddy.
Okay. What came out for Diddy's mom is the home card, which represents that they're family. However, sometimes you gotta cut family off. And why? Because she's had her little paws in it too. Maybe.
That's right.
Allegedly.
Everything is allegedly.
Yes.
Yep. The cards are saying she in it too. You see her not naked. She was a part of it. She was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
She was a part of it.
Yes.
And if she wasn't a part of it, she knew. She probably screamed the girls. She was a part of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
The cards say it, that she was a part. The cards here saying she running. Why are you running?
Right.
Where have you been? Why would this show up that you are here in the middle of somebody great? Something bigger is over this. I'm telling you, it's something big. Something big. And whatever that big is, we may not get to it this year. We may not get to it next year. It may 5 years, 10 years. But whatever that next kingdom is, I'm going to tell you what it is. This is the Jay-Z. Because when you get there to Jay-Z, this is something big. So it's something big. But if you can knock out Diddy, you understand? This is Black Mafia. Yeah. This is the Black Cabal. If I can knock him out, then it's easy to get to the top.
Yes.
And there's some talking and some shady business going on behind the scenes of all this. But the way it looked to me, Diddy gonna crack.
He going down.
Mm-hmm. He gonna crack. He gonna crack. Because he ain't in this by himself. And even if they had a part of it, it takes money to do this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And connections.
And connections.
To get away
and that's what they want. They like, I want to know, I want to get the king leader of it. I want to get the emperor of it. They probably won't. But that's what they're aiming.
Yes. They can only try.
You have anything else?
Oh. Okay, I guess the last question I could think of is what will become of King Crones?
After it's all said and done.
Yes.
After this is all over, let's say in 5 years.
Okay.
I want to pick 5 cards. I'm going to try to pick 3, but I want 5 cards to represent in 5 years what will we see with King, for better or for worse. Everything I say is allegedly.
Yes.
I see a recovery. I see a woman in his life.
I was wondering why the Lovers came out. I was like, that's
I didn't know that. Okay. I also see a card of a spirit of renewness, of moving on. When I see white, I think of purity, a purging, a letting go, a very sorrowful time, but not alone.
At first, I was like, is he going to have a child? But then I liked what you said. Basically, maybe healing that inner child that's been hurt,
Not saying it can't be a child in 5 years, but I'm saying, but that child, he's been, because of what their dad been in, they could have lived their lives as princes, but now they're living the lives of paupers. They have been violated. Their dad has been exposed. And when Diddy sent that message, I think he was in another country.
Probably.
Here, what I see that all those fears and all those thoughts of grandeur are put to bed. Because right here, you see he's a shadow of himself.
Ooh, I like that. I picked the mask. These
There it
cards
is.
are literally going hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. He's going to become maybe like a shell of himself in the mask that he once
But
had.
this
he
last
shed.
card, no, I got 2 more cards. Hold that thought, because I like that, because it does go with a shell. Because if you shell up a person, that means you have to rebuild, and rebuild from what? The mask of the old you or the new you. Will you become your dad incarnate, or will you shun those things and become a righteous man?
Yes.
A man of spirit, a man of a soul, a man that care about humanity, a man that wants to make a difference in your family or your girls or your wife's life. I see the Chariot. It's fitting for the mass, because moving forward in that white horse and all those things, he has to learn to make peace. This is something he ain't never going to be able to live. It's something that's going to haunt him for the rest of his life. The betrayal of his father. And this is going to haunt him, because the Chariot is pressing forward to put the past behind you, and pressing forward to move on and move forward. The Chariot is an air card. It's air, right? And that emblem is Cancer.
Yes.
And also you see it's water. So again, this man, the whole reading is about mental anguish and water.
Yes.
So this is a bitter time, and he's going to, in his future 5 years, is learning to, or trying to put the past behind him. But it's a lot of mental going on. It's a lot of water, but let's see, it's a lot of air. Let's see, will he conclude? Yes. And then you do your reading. Hold on. I see here, what is those?
Mars and Leo.
I see Leo is strong. So that means he will become bitter. I see it as bitter. And why do I say don't? Because you're going to do your reading. I see it as bitter. And the reason, you know how something is bitter? Because this is something I see him toiling. I see him toiling and trying to keep off the naysayers. And there's a lot of, it's probably he'd be looked at as a rat, or how could you betray your father, or whatever, or you was a part of it. You sold your soul. And I see he had to fight those things. And I see here that he's fighting against the sun, because the sun will shine on him forever. Even in the day, he'll find himself with just a struggle within the 5 years, struggling to deal with that past, struggling the shell of a person that he had become, struggling, even though he wanted the new life, he sold his soul, just like everything. And in this world of finances, having to rebuild, if he can ever have it again. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah.
I did it like that because I think it'd be easier.
Okay. And then the 4th card that I had picked out was the Moon
Can
card.
you give me a recap of it, please, if you don't mind? I'll help you if you need anything over here.
Well, my cards were really bouncing off of yours because they were
but they supposed to.
They were speaking the same sentiment about how he might find somebody, somebody he could start a family with, or not, just somebody he could connect with.
Somebody there's gonna be a love interest in his life, definitely.
Healing and
be it male or female, I don't know about them. The cards show a female, but I don't know, because I don't know how bad this man has been scorned.
Could have a child, or could be healing the inner child within him and getting back to that sort of like innocence he was talking about.
I don't know about innocence, but I can say I don't think you can ever regain innocence, but I do think that you could renew your spirit.
Okay.
And have a different outlook. Because when I see white, there is purity, but purity of spirit. Purity of, I've learned a lesson. Purity of, I'll never do this again. And once you're free, you're free.
Yeah.
Your 3rd card?
Yes, which was the mask, and talking about how he could...
the shell of a person.
Yeah, shell of a person, even shed a mask or an identity in the future.
And this is the Chariot of the past, of him trying to, this is what I see, a struggle in him moving forward. I just think his 5 years, this man is going to struggle with his identity. Go ahead.
Right, and then we have the moon here to represent phases, but then I also know that the moon can represent a maternal or nurturing figure. So in that life, I'm going to presume that was Diddy in his life.
What I see in the cards is, if it's all right, turn it
Mhm.
around. What I do see, I see a full moon, full circle.
Okay.
Because turn it around for me so I could see it. Because on this side, you could see it's full, but you could see on the other side, it's got the whole phases. So within 5 years, he would have gone full circle. Do you see that?
Hopefully they can see that.
But can you see it?
Yes, I can see
now
it.
what you take it now? What would you say now? Just adding that on a little bit.
That within 5 years that he's gonna go through different phases and
dealing with that past is gonna harm him.
And hopefully be able to move on once he completes this cycle of whatever.
But it'll always be, I see, we're just looking 5 years. I see 5 years, there's still gonna be a struggle. Even that moon saying it. Even though, go ahead, baby Crone.
Yeah, and then the last card, which represents the 5th card.
Isn't that water?
Yes. Still gonna be deep.
Deep, see? See?
That past.
That past.
The residue.
It ain't the residue. Yes, you said the word. You said the word. That's the residue. He gonna have to deal with the residue of all of it. All of them. But he will have to, because he's the one who's selling out his dad. Yes. Him and maybe his other brothers. I don't know. But I know they're saying King is talking.
Yes.
And maybe because King has done some things. Wait a minute, wasn't the King that was the one that molested somebody, the girl
on the yacht? I believe
on the yacht?
Yes, I believe.
Oh Lord. Her. Oh, if it was King, that done changed the dynamics. I see this clearly. Was that King? Was that King?
Double checking. Yes, it was King.
They got him over Burl. Thank you, cards. They have him over Burl. And King, no, you notice they stopped talking about it because that was the big topic.
It was.
But then this came before the apology. But you know, they was always saying that cross between Cassie, and it was quiet. As soon as the raid, we stopped hearing. That's what happened. We heard the raid, and then they stopped talking about this white girl. Was she a white girl? I think she's a white girl, if not mixed, but I think she's a white girl working on a yacht. And she said that this man touched her and groped her in inappropriate ways, right? Yes. So I get to see that this is what they have. He's going down, or even he's going to have to give his father, because they got other stuff on him too. But this is what they have on him. So he's sweating bullets right now. Yeah. So what is his future going to be like? It's like this man, his past is going to be there always. Yeah. Always. And it's a toil. He's going to be struggling. It's going to be struggling. And I hope that he's with a very strong woman, but it will be with somebody that has material gain. Okay. Or some kind of materialism. He's not going to be with somebody broke, busted, and disgusted, because he ain't used to that life. That's what I see. What do you see of that?
Yes, most definitely that.
Do you want to have an ending come up? Because I don't see no peace for him. Even not the kind of peace of the world, but inner peace. Yeah. Because I see his past
in the well.
And that water is deep. So I don't see it, but I do see that there may be a freedom, but at a high price.
Okay.
In 5 years. 5 years. This past, he'll be living his past. And I wouldn't even be surprised if this is other brothers too. But this has really ripped that family apart. And his mother done gone ghost. She ran. She ran. You don't hear her say nothing.
No.
So, and the ultimate, what will become of his girls? I see that they're working on the girls right now. Like, I see that the girls are kind of getting help. Okay. And since they in white jackets, and this is, I think they are helping those girls. Those girls are probably getting counseling or something. I also see, yes, the Hierophant. That lets me know this is conformity, and this has to deal with spiritual heaviness when you need to talk to someone about something very heavy and very spiritual. So I think these girls are getting some kind of therapy. And I think that at the end, he has 2 daughters. I think they'll be left and they'll be close, but their life won't ever be the same, because it shows them in a desolate place looking out at water. very emotional, but they have nothing but the sack on their backs. I don't mean broke like that, but
Right, yeah.
but the life they had
Right.
will no longer be.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have?
Yes. What I have is, like you said, basically that they're going to have to move on in that sense. And then I picked the fox because I wanted something a little more than moving on. And then I was a little bit confused about the fox. And
But you know that's a commerce card too, that boat.
Yes, it is. And then I was trying to figure out what could the fox represent.
The fox could represent them girls been marred. That they could be grown up and maybe they don't have respect for men. Maybe they'll be out just being gold diggers.
Okay.
I mean, maybe pick another card.
Well, the way I had saw it, because I had to think way far back to a children's show to think about a fox. And I was thinking that this fox could have, swiftly taken away the lifestyle that they were used to, because they had to move on, which represents the ship. And you were saying that the girls, they were accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and now they might have to readjust to a lifestyle that they're not.
And maybe they will have their father blood in them. Mm-hmm. They all do. And maybe they will just be little foxes. You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
What will become of them?
Mm-hmm. Could be better.
I mean, what will become of them? Mm-hmm. Literally.
Yeah.
Where are their mothers?
Right.
These are questions.
Yes, they just felt like they've been swiftly.
They all have been hurt.
Yes.
And changed. Mm-hmm. What if you went home one day, God forbid, and your whole house was burned to the ground?
Yikes.
Even the cars in the garage. You come off a vacation. You spent your money, you got a few dollars, but you come home and everything you value is gone. You just have to get the insurance. And what do you do in the meantime? What do? You survive the best way you know how.
Yeah, that is true. And stick together.
Survival and stick together. That's right. Makes sense now?
Yes, it does.
So that's how I see that fox. And no matter how he tried to protect them, did he really? Because look what they got to look at for a father.
Yes.
Yikes.
And how their view of men could be.
Absolutely. Because this is going to affect them. And I'm going to say this. The only children that I can think of right now that was affected by their father's deed was O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
And his children went incognito. You hear nothing about them. But one thing, they are not rich. I don't think they're rich and living lavish lives.
I don't think they could.
I saw his daughter. She was so pretty, and I saw her. And I don't mean this in no disrespect. When I saw her, she was a little overweight, just normal. These things devastate our children. And our parents need to consider that when you have children.
Yes.
Their lives are valuable. And even when they get older, the things you do affect them tremendously. And even though these boys' lives, they are older, and even though these girls are young, they're teenagers, they have been eternally affected.
Yeah.
And financially, they will be affected before this is all over, unless a miracle happened. But I don't think so. Because where the law won't, the world has already judged him as guilty.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to say?
Nope, that is a perfect way to sum up Diddy's situation.
If you enjoyed this reading and you happen to get this far, could you please thumb us up?
Yes.
Could you even share this video with someone or subscribe? We really, really need it. Yes. We do a lot of inner turmoil work to get this out to you, even though it's off the cuff. And because of so many of our loyalties, they give us information, help us, tell us what we're doing. We thank you so much. And we asking, come along and join our voyage. This is a fantastic voyage. We give news. We just do it esoterically.
Yes.
That's it. We hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was intense, and this whole situation has been intense for me. But I feel myself, the more I vent, the better I feel. right?
Yeah.
So, and I guess because this is what we do, we're reading on people all the time. So I guess this is why you will. But if you're not in it, you don't feel it like that. It's like another story to you. But if you're reading it and getting information and following it and listening to it, it becomes draining. How would you describe it?
Yeah, definitely draining.
Because we living it. You all could say, oh, this is it, but we got to go back and keep up on the news. We got to stay current on basic. But what I don't do, I don't go and read history.
Yeah.
So when somebody say, oh, they had girls, I don't know that. Or if I don't hear it in the news, I don't, because if I go and get news without, like you see what happened. So it's good to not know. You know what you know, you say what you know, and everything else is intuitive. This is an intuitive reading. Is that an intuitive reading?
Yes,
so we're going to intuitive ourselves to get some dinner because baby Crone is famished. With that being said, and this takes a lot of energy out of you too, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, we love you. And again, play us forward. Please subscribe. Thumb us up. We love you.
Yes.
Sunflowers.